Hi friends, this is Leslie from Mermaid Cove Studio, and I am on with my Craftspiration Collaboration with Denise Smith. We have twice a week been dropping videos with things that we're using from our stash, things we're using from our stash. So either smashing a paper pad, using dies that we've never used before. Today I am including some things that I love to watch other creators. Y'all are amazing out there. You really are. And I'm always inspired by things that other people do. And mostly, how are we going to smash this paper? So I've been working with several different paper collections, and some has been Doodlebug. Doodlebug was one that I used to finish up a swap that I'm doing with a friend, and that one is going out in the mail. So that's what Doodlebug was for. And then I had something from Echo Park. I had this one, Spooktacular Halloween from Echo Park. I had Fabulous and one other one from Simple Stories. I didn't have a whole lot of any of it except for this Echo Park one, Spooktacular, because I ordered that and I bought a bunch of it because I was doing a bunch of projects. I did a birthday project. I did journals with my granddaughters, and they got their own collection with ephemera and everything else, and they made a small journal, like I'm gonna say it may have been 6x4. Yep, I cut the paper in half. So they right now have the small one, and I'm trying to figure out another day that I can get them so they can try the big one like what I did back here. And if you're interested in that one, go back and look on my YouTube channel. It was just featured in a hop. I did a mini for a giveaway, so if you haven't taken a look at that, go take a look because there's a mini one for a giveaway. I will feature it again soon. There's some questions that you have to answer for me. Anyway, so my paper collections, I've been working with them and really going to town, but now I am going to finish up this week with Halloween, and I am going to move into fall and do a quick couple weeks, of fall. But what I did today for today's collaboration is I was inspired by many creators, but very specifically this time was Let's Get Scrappy. That's Miss Tiffany. Love Miss Tiffany. She is hilarious, and she does a lot of mini albums, folios, just like right up my alley of the mini album thing. And I watched her video that she just dropped a couple days ago, and she goes, "Oh, look, we can do a certain thing with the certain things in our paper pads." And I'm going to show you what I did. And then I was also inspired. I'm going to hold off on this one for a minute. This one is Paper Button Loves. And she was working with Doodlebug. I'm working with Magic Spell. I think I was calling this one Luna. It's Magic Spell. It's the one I just picked up, but I will come back to this one. So anyway, what Miss Tiffany said is, "Oh, you can do anything that you want with your scraps. Use your scraps." And she goes, nothing goes to waste in her studio. And I could see that. I hate wasting double-sided paper, especially double-sided paper. Especially like Frank Garcia. And so what she had was a mini album. And when we say mini album, she has got a chipboard, and you cover the chipboard to make your little mini album. And then you do pages inside. So this one here, I'm going to go ahead and measure it for you. This one is 1.5 by 2. Now, my measurements are not the same as the ones that she did, because my scraps were not, my scraps were not the same size as hers. But what I did is, I do, on my YouTube channel, I have a tutorial for a folio where I have done something very similar. But I'm going to show you what parts that she used. So in a 6x6 pad, you get these, oh, snap right up. This is a row of, they're like 1.5 by 2-ish, something like that. They're small, okay? This is in your 6x6 paper pad, okay? In your bigger one, you get a bigger size. And let me see if I've got a sheet of that sitting right here up in my scraps. I do not. Okay. I've been feverishly working on all of my projects to get up for my collaboration. And okay, and here is the next set. Okay, so this is in your 8x8 pad, and then you go to your 12x12. I do not have any more 12x12, so but those are bigger, and I'm going to say those might be around this size. They're going to be like a 3x4 is what you're going to get in your 12x12. So your mini album can be a variety of sizes. Doodlebug does them. I have done Doodlebug folios, and this is what she does with it. She cuts out a blank page. I don't know, in her tutorial. I'll link her down below. Go look at everything that she has. You will not be disappointed. And she's funny. Funny is what keeps me there, but she is incredibly talented. So I keep coming back. But so I did layers, and she talks about layers, and I agree with her. Lots of layers. I love layers. Makes your book nice and thick. I covered the... Excuse me. Ooh. I had my grandson today, and he is a love bug. He's 7 months old, and he's a busybody. And whew, Grandma's tired, but I love it. I love having him. Anyway, so we open it up, and what she shows is this accordion style pull out in here. And I am out of magnets. I'm waiting for my magnets right now to come so that I can put some magnets here to keep this down solid. There is a little pocket here, and let's see if I can put something tiny. We're going to put this little pumpkin in here. Oh, yes, there we go. You got a little tuck spot there, okay? You could add another page in here if you wanted to, but I'm a fan of using, sometimes these parts get left behind, and it's my tutorial for my folio. I tell you that sometimes I get them, they're great for making cards, but when they get this little, sometimes that sheet gets left behind. Sometimes we just use the other side and we forget all about these babies right here. So I love to use those. And it's just an accordion style mini album. Very simple. Tiffany's tutorial. She's got several tutorials on her YouTube channel. So if you want to look, she shows how to make it into a Christmas ornament and a variety of other things. You just go look at her stuff, and probably under playlist, you will find that she has the different sizes. So this one here is the micro mini, and ultimately it just depends on what size your scraps are. And my scraps, I have a little tiny pile of scraps over here. I still have quite a bit here, but I think I'm done Halloween creating for now. This is most likely the last of it. And so I was just picking off the scraps and seeing what I could do. And this was the tiny. I don't think I've never made one this small. I usually make mine a little bit bigger, and I do a folio. I don't necessarily cover it in chipboard, do covered chipboard when I'm doing folios. This one, it didn't take hardly any time at all, and she said that it didn't take very much time, and she is correct. So this one, I'm going to tell you the size of this one. So this one here is three and a quarter by 2 and a quarter. And I've got, again, I covered chipboard. I did not do the lay flat method. I kind of wish I would have, but it's not necessary. It just looks like an old book from an old collection. I did a belly band on it because I didn't have any more ribbon out on my table. So we're going to pull that off of here. And all I did was fit it. And there's room for my book to grow, because once you put stuff in here, I have not really decorated the inside the same with the other one. But I will point right here. Underneath here is a stash of ephemera that I am starting to go ahead and decorate these little books. But on here, my little flower that I love so much that I keep making over and over again. I have got a skeleton hand, and I have got, it says Boo 31. And this Boo 31 was a scrap that I cut out. It was just laying there calling my name, and I said, oh, hello there. And I just folded this to fit around. Okay. Set that off to the side. And here we've got the witch. We've got some layers. So I took some violet paper, purple paper, and just did a little bit underneath. And I didn't stack it or bulk it up too much because I was going to do a belly band, and that's where all the decorative pieces are. And am I done with this? I might add a few more pieces in here because I like for it to be very dimensional. But I covered it with this beautiful piece of paper here with the stars on it. I really like that piece of paper in there. Every piece of paper in here actually was really great. It says right here, Witches Dance, and that's what I'm saving this one for something. I don't know what. It's probably going to be a book, but most likely, knowing me, it'll probably turn into a mini album. So nothing fancy here on the front. She's got the little beautiful blonde witchy poo here, and she has got her little bat friends and her gorgeous dress. I mean, do they really look that good? Gone are the days with the mole on your nose. Anyway, she does have a broom, and she does fly it. Here we go. We've got the same idea as this mini one. So again, Tiffany says, whatever size you got. So this was my next size up. I've got a little pocket here. I did cover the inside with paper. I've got some things tucked right away into here. I had used, oh, isn't that pretty? This is the acetate from the collection, and it was sitting here on my desk. I am trying to see if I used it, and I don't remember. Oh, nope, I don't remember using it in anything, so this was in my scrap pile. And then here we are with, I'm going to open it up this way because this is how I folded it all. So here are all of these cards, which are 2 by 2.5, are the cards from the 8x8 paper pad. So none of it is decorated yet. I mean, I kind of look at these and they're already decorated. Okay. But here we go on this side. Obviously, we can decorate that. And again, I am waiting for my magnets. They should be here any day now. Boy, you never know how much you use magnets until you are out of them. And then it's like, oh my goodness. So that's this book. Again, it didn't take very long to make at all. It's very quick. I'm not going to do any tutorials for it because I'm just going to link the tutorials for you. This is somebody else's idea. And I love to, when I'm all done working in my studio, I love to go watch everybody's videos because it's so inspiring. It's, what am I going to do with my tiny pieces of paper that I have left over? And somebody always has this fantastical idea. Okay, this one right here, again, I'm using Magic Spell. I have not put the front on yet because I haven't figured out how what I'm going to do to close it, because it has a little bit of alligator mouth, but I don't know if I care. If I care enough about it, I don't think I'm going to do a belly band this way because it's going to mess up what I've done here, my tags. If I'm going to do a belly band, I am going to bring it around this way. So I was kind of working on it, but I have built this up. I have not glued it on because I think that this is going to be part of the belly band right here. And also, I mean, this piece of paper is so beautiful. So we can still see it. It has some words on it and stuff. But I think if I do the belly band, just like I did here, I can gussy that up more, build it up a little bit more, right? So I've already started. I've got some dots up here, some foam dots, building up this Wicked Witch, but she really obviously is not wicked. Or is she? I don't know. I put some bats on here. I did not pop those up, but she's popped up. The poison bottle is popped up. The pumpkin is popped up, and so is the cat with the pumpkin. They're popped up, and the cat is at a higher level than everybody else. It's very dimensional. So I really like how that turned out. And I can't tell you if I'm done or not because I don't know if I am. Some of these mini albums, I never put pictures in them. I'm not the person to put pictures in them. I keep thinking I will, and I have yet to do it. And I have the ability to print them up, especially for this size, at least for this size. This size, I got a techie guy who knows how to do that, to do the little tiny one. So that's a possibility. But then when I put pictures in them, am I going to go back and look at them? And that's what I think about things. I create to simply create. It's therapy. It's way better for me than going to therapy. This is my therapy. So this little book, I will tell you again, is Paper Button Loves. And she's on YouTube. She does a lot of doodlebug stuff. And that's why I follow her, because she does a lot of doodlebug. So this little book is beautiful in doodlebug stuff. If I have enough paper, I might throw out a doodlebug one. I might put one out there just because it's so adorable. If there's enough of my collection left, I will do it. But we're going to go inside. It's incredibly simple. Again, she does have a tutorial to put the book together. She doesn't show you how to decorate it or anything. She didn't show you how to put the cover on. And so I was guessing about how the cover went on. And this works, but I'm not sure if it's correct. This is not glued here because you need movement in the spine. But I'm not sure. So I'm hoping she'll come back and explain it. If not, somebody knows, right? And I did it this way, and I feel good about it. But I think doing it this way might also attribute to it being gaping mouth here, alligator mouth. But I don't know. Anyway, there's 2 different types of pages in here. And I use the 6x6 pad. So this is actually a really great way to use up a 6x6 pad. It is 6 inches tall by 3 inches wide. And you are just 6x6, you fold it in half, and now it's a 6x3. Okay. And then they're stacked. Each page is folded and they're stacked on top of each other and glued. You can go see her tutorial. how to put it together. It's very simple. I always find that there's zero perfection for me, and I give up on it. But I love how this turned out. Like I said, if I have enough paper to do a doodlebug one, I will, because I think it'll be sweet. But I took from my 8x8 pad here and my 6x6. This was from the 8x8, because I didn't have any more in the 6x6. And you open it up. So your 3x3, your 3x6, I'm sorry. When you use the 8x8 pad, instead of cutting that off and wasting it, you're just making a flip page here. And you can glue it and make it into a pocket, whatever you want. I use the tags, the tickets, actually, from my ephemera pack. Instead of cutting out the little, what, I don't know what they're called. Instead of cutting anything else out, I just used what was in my ephemera package to create the dividers. Are they dividers? Page dividers, maybe? I did a flip. I just took a piece of ephemera. I did a little fold. I glued it, and it came, this piece of ephemera came like this. It looks like there was a little mousie in there and ate it, but it's exactly how it came. And I can tell you that because every one of them I've gotten, it looks exactly like that. In these ephemera packs, 2 of each item. So it gives you a lot to work with. And magical, the word magical was in there. And then here is my ticket. This is by far my favorite piece of paper with the spider webs on it, with the spiders. So I haven't finished decorating this. I just started it. Here's another flip up right here. Ooh, that one got stuck. Okay, that's okay. And then you put that down. And then you open this up right here. And I've got a pocket here. Isn't she sweet? So we can add some stuff here. We can put a picture, or if you know me, I'm probably going to write on it with white gel pen, you know, something perhaps. Then you flip, and I've got another ticket here. You can, I mean, whatever you do with these little, she called it a TN. So perhaps I could see it being that. And then I did another, so graduated tabs. And then here I did a little feature. So this one here says Table of the Skeleton. And I just folded it in half and then fixed it and glued. You know, it's not perfect, not meant to be. But as I continue to decorate, we might see a little bit more things like that. It's just, it was a feature that I saw. She had a big one in the center of a page. I'm like, well, let's add features. And then I added this lovely lady here on top. And then here's my other page separator. Here, this one here says Black Crow brand. And I glued it, but we can still put something up in there. I've got the Black Crow right down here. And we can put stuff back here. Here's my page separated. This page is so cute because it kind of has a little bit of everything that this paper is about. And I love the lavender of this. It's a good Halloween color. And then we turn the page and we get, so you can see I have a lot of flip outs in here because I had more of this paper than I did of the 6x6. And this is from your small, is this one from your small book? Nope, this is from the bigger book. And you can see how I used it. So you can still see all of this. I love this piece of paper right here. That one, I will show you from something else I did. Another tab. And here we go. This is another open page, and we've got like a pop-up feature here. Okay. Nothing, you know, until it's done being decorated, there's still a lot to do with it, you know. And then this page, I put a poison bottle, and let me see what we got here. Oh, Here's a ticket. That's open so we can use it. Okay. So little notes or anything can go in here. And then I put this really cool owl in the back of it. Okay. So this is what I did, my friends. I'm inspired by Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy. I've been following her for a very long time. And she's always got some type of mini albums, folios, card folios, gift card holders that are a little bit more than just that. You can add more to it. She's absolutely lovely, and you should go check her out. And then Paper Button Loves, absolutely lovely. This was her project, and this is how I did mine. I loved what she did. I love that she did it with doodlebug paper. But it's, again, I'm using the scraps off of my table. So, and then the ephemera. I mean, I've got a lot of ephemera. I do have a whole nother collection that I'm hoarding that nobody knows where it's at. So whatever's left when I'm done with my paper pad, the ephemera will go with the rest of that. But in the meantime, I try to use up as much as I can, because that hoarded collection already has ephemera in it, but I can always add more. So we're going to try to use that up over the coming days. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this journey of my Craftspiration collaboration with Denise Abate Smith. I don't know what she's working on this week. We don't tell each other, hey, this is what I got. We'll talk about it a little bit. Hey, what are you working on? And I just said I'm doing scrappy mini albums or something like that. And I forgot what she said she was working on. But I know it'll be fantastic, so go check her out. I'll link her down in the box. I will link Tiffany and also Paper Button Loves down for you to go look at their mini albums if that's something you love to do. Mini albums and home decor are my favorite. Traveler's notebooks are new to me, and I'm loving those. I don't scrapbook. I do not scrapbook. I do not do layouts and put pictures in them. I've tried and I don't enjoy it. Mostly because when you have 6 kids, where do you begin? I couldn't figure it out, and I became overwhelmed and I didn't enjoy it. So, but I love to make the books for people to put it in for themselves. And my grandkids love making these. My granddaughters love making things like this because they love the ephemera. You just put something simple together. You take the ephemera and sparkle, and it's amazing what you can do. All right, my friends, until next time, go check out my friends in the boxes below. But this is my Craftspiration collaboration. We drop videos on Wednesdays and Sundays at 9 a.m. California time, because that's where we both are. And come check us out. You know, if we inspire you, great. If you see something you like, and if you want to join us, you absolutely can. You hashtag Scrappy Happy. Show us what you're doing. I see lots of people out there doing stuff, so we're gearing up again, right, for the holidays. We're just moving through Halloween. All right, my friends, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.